Willie D live.
What's up, family? New York attorney Brian McKenna broke down and cried like a baby after he was sentenced to 2 to 6 years in federal prison for stealing COVID funds. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Brian took it hard. Let us pray. Okay, that's enough. Check it out.
You're taking full responsibility. Under indictment 739. Yes, please, please, no worries.
Granted, this is 6. It was very helpful to my son.
Thank you very much, sir. But ultimately, sir.
I know.
All right. Under indictment 73900 of 2024, where you pled guilty to grand larceny in the second degree in violation of Penal Law 155.40, which is a C felony, you're hereby sentenced to 1 to 3 years in prison to run concurrent under indictment 70277 of 2025, where you pled guilty to grand larceny in the first degree in violation of Penal Law 155.42, which is a B felony. Your sentence as to that charge is 2 to 6 years in prison.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Oh, yeah, of course, you guys. Oh, no, we're searching back.
Okay, flying back now.
Okay.
Apparently the bail company wants us to brace it.
Bail is exonerated. Bail is exonerated.
Just one second.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure we can.
Thank you, Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Buddy right here, he got the Tony Bugsby jacket on.
Where you pled guilty to grand larceny in the first degree in violation of Penal Law 155.42, which is a B felony. Your sentence as to that charge is 2 to 6 years in prison.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Oh, yeah, of course, you guys. Oh, no, we're searching back.
Okay, flying back now.
Okay.
Apparently the bail company wants us to brace it.
Bail is exonerated. Bail is exonerated.
Just one second.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure.
So look at the look on this officer's face right here, the one right behind, right directly behind him. Like, it's like, yeah, man, you should have thought about that when you were spending all that money, man. $4.4 million in COVID relief funds. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How did he do it? How did he do it? Well, according to, hold on, let me get this, let me stop this. Here we go. Okay. All right. So according to the New York Post, a Manhattan lawyer who stole $4.4 million intended for COVID protective gear, allegedly to fund a romance with his then CEO girlfriend. So he tearfully admitted to the craven crime on Tuesday. Disgraced real estate attorney Brian McKenna broke down in sobs as he explained to a Manhattan Supreme Court judge that he had tried to lead a good life before he was sentenced to up to 6 years behind bars for the scheme. I'm just ashamed of myself. I tried to lead a good life, McKenna, 62, said while wiping tears from his eyes with tissue. He said, I did these crimes. I deserve to go to jail, he said. I don't know what else to say for myself. His defense lawyer, Eric France, claims to the court that McKenna had run into financial struggles and that he was just trying to help his family with the siphoned funds, including a son struggling with mental health. His focus was on, I need to help my son, France told Judge Althea Drysdale, arguing that his client was desperate to get his son appointments with doctors to address medications and mental health. Assistant District Attorney Jonathan Borley previously alleged that McKenna siphoned the millions to spend on himself and his gal pal, Donnie Zen, then CEO of Zen Group, a business consulting firm. Y'all want to see the girlfriend? Y'all want to see the girl that was worth $4.4 million? Y'all want to see her? There she is. There she is. There's Donzie. There she is. $4.4 million. The $4.4 million girlfriend. Yeah, man. $4.4 million jump off. Donnie, that's her name, not Donzie. Donnie. LK Plastics, a packaging manufacturing and distributor, had contacted Zen Group to buy 500,000 boxes of medical-grade latex gloves to use as PPE during COVID-19 pandemic and placed the $4.45 million into an escrow account run by McKenna. The attorney in January 2021 had agreed to hold the funds in escrow until Zen Group shipped the gloves, but by April, he had drained the account dry, according to the indictment against him. Family. So he got his hands on the funds in January 2021. By April, he had drained the funds dry. I know this man ain't spent the whole $4.5 million within just 3 months, because he got his hands on it. So you got January, February, March, then April, sometime in April. We don't know how. So let's say 3 to 4 months. The account is drained dry. McKenna used the money to benefit his personal life and further a romantic relationship he had with Zen, who was not charged in the case, according to prosecutors. How was Zen not charged? You know Zen knew where that money was. You know she knew what was going on with that money. She know all of a sudden dude's spending a bunch of money. He wasn't, whatever he was spending on, he wasn't spending that kind of money. All of a sudden he's falling out of control with it. But you know what? She probably knew what was up, but she just said, you know what? I'm not asking any questions. Because if something go down, that's on him. That was probably her mentality. Kind of like chicks who date drug dealers. They know that drug dealer is going to prison or he's going to the cemetery. And they've already mapped out their exit plan. They already know exactly what they're going to do. Yeah. So the report says he was given the chance to return the funds in the summer of 2021, but continued to lie about the money's location until November, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said. McKenna, who resigned from the New York State Bar Association in 2023, also admitted to stealing more than $260,000 from 2 clients in Manhattan and Brooklyn in a separate indictment. Drysdale sentenced him to between 2 to 6 years in state prison. 2 to 6 years, 4.5 million, 4.4 million. All right, fam, that's a big question. You know what I'm saying? That's a big question. Who amongst us would take a 2 to 6 year sentence in prison for $4.4 million? Who amongst us? Who amongst us? Give me a thumbs up if you take it. If you do 2 to 6 years in prison, 2 to 6 years in prison for $4.4 million, would you do it? Thumbs up if you do it. Thumbs down and say, nah, man, hell no. I love my freedom too much. I ain't doing it. I got other ways to get money, man. In fact, I don't even need 4.5 million. I don't need 4.4 million. I'm cool. My thoughts. Having been down that road before, fam, I can tell you ain't nothing like freedom. Ain't nothing like freedom. And I can't put a price on it. I don't want to spend one day in prison for no amount of money. I'm dead serious. Prison is not designed for human beings. It is made for animals. It really is, because that's the way they treat you. And it's nasty. I don't give a damn if you are at so-called Club Fed, which is where I was. It's still nasty. It's still nasty. It might be better, cleaner, a little cleaner than state, whatever, but it's still nasty. It might be cleaner than Max, but it's still nasty. And people have nasty attitudes. And you know who got the worst attitudes? The inmates. They actually are. Now, some of the COs, most of the COs is cool, at least where I was, but some of the COs absolutely horrible. Like, I mean, the worst of the worst. But worse than COs was the actual inmates. Because, see, when you're doing Fed time, you do time around a lot of short timers. You know, there are some people in there with long time too. You know, some guys in there, they have 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, right? But they're doing their time, you know, in a, in a camp, basically. You know, it's laid back. But some of these dudes, they take for granted because they got a point system. To lower your point, to lower your risk. So these, these dudes know that you don't want your point system to be high. So they'll try you banking on you not retaliating or doing something really, really ignorant to them, right? They're banking on that. So they might try you where they otherwise wouldn't try you. You know, and I got tried twice, and I responded twice affirmatively. I just blacked out, you know, like my thing is that, like, I just can't deal. I just don't deal well with disrespect, especially when I can reach out and touch you. You know, when I can make contact, I'm gonna make contact. So I made contact in both cases, and that was that. But the disrespect, fam, that some of these people have in these federal penitentiaries, you know, if you're a person that stand on principle, you don't want to. That's especially somewhere you just do not want to be. The crazy thing is, you would think it would be more of that going on in a max, but in a max, it's not more than that going. It's not more disrespectful, because in a max, these dudes, you know, they'll kill you. People know they can get killed for being disrespectful. I mean, the slightest amount of disrespect can get you killed in a max. And so, you know, a lot of these cats, they would try that same thing in a max. But having people standing over you, telling you what to do, you being limited to what kind of foods you can eat, you can't reach out, you can't get on the phone and talk business when you want to. You can't have a visitor when you want to, or you can't go out and visit when you want to, or take a drive, or, you know, go to a fight or a game. You know, the world pretty much just passes you by as you kind of like look out the window. You know, the world just passes you by. You know, the closest you can get to the world is stepping outside and going on the yard, and, you know, it just depends on, you know, how close, you know, the neighborhoods are to you or whatever. You may be able to see something outside of that gate. You may be able to see some activities outside of that gate that has nothing to do with prison. You may not, but it's just not a place that you want to be. And also, you're not guaranteed to survive, because even in those Fed camps, sometimes people get killed. You can have a disagreement with somebody over something really small. That person can go, you know, ball, you know, some grease. And while you laying in the bed asleep, they come in there and pour that grease on your face. You know what I'm saying? That happened. Or they pour some water on your face, whatever. They'll put some water with some Vaseline in it. Yeah, they'll put some Vaseline and some water and boil that thing. And then, and now some of y'all say, well, how they boil in the prison? Anyway, fam, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm just not with that. You know, I feel in my mind, it's too many ways to get money, and you can't get that freedom back. It's so much that you miss out on. The living is dehumanizing. Prison is dehumanizing. Prison is so, let me tell you how messed up prison is. Prison is so messed up that it mentally messes up the guards. Now you think about that. No more talk.